Okay. About to begin this thing. So I'll continue with this. And see how far I can get. And okay, well, let's just continue then. So I am on frame 97. I'm gonna reach 120. I think one interesting thing I can make is just try to make move the mouth to close. Oh yeah, one of the things that I was thinking about doing yesterday is to adding some shadows, I guess. I don't know how that's gonna go. There's a thing about drawing on digital that I actually don't like that much. I actually like to draw more on paper. It's the finer detail. Like since I like to use a very small point on mechanical pencils. That's why I like like the very fine lines. So visually, the limit of a line on a computer is based on pixels. So that is based on resolution and on the capabilities of each monitor. Not only mine, but from the person that has access to the media. So probably a lot of detail is getting lost on the video compression, and whoever is watching this too. But even if you scan an image, paper image, drawing, I mean, that data will be lost. Some of that data will be lost. So you will need like really like I mean, if you are drawing on paper and then scanning back to a computer with a digital scanner, you need a good definition for that. I mean, from the scanner. And then you have to understand that file formats have compression, and that eats detail away. There are only 3 tooth on the left side, so I need probably to correct that. I'm gonna add another one. seems like the tooth already exists. I counted wrong. I don't know, does it matter at this point? Anyway. I think I forgot again to change the name of the stream. Oh, this is great. Okay, I think I have a new idea. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I mean, all of this started quite simple and became quite complicated. So I shouldn't even be surprised about myself taking these weird decisions with animation. It doesn't matter, just I'm gonna try to go with it. But I think I'm going to finish with the skull. Try to keep it till the end. need to modify the chin. Let's make it close a bit. Oh, where's the mouse? Here it is. Okay, let's try this. What I'm gonna do is try to move in a circle these rays that come from the head and spin it around. This is gonna be weird for me. Just a bit. So it works. The thing is, I need like imaginary center. So I think in the nose bridge, it's a good point to spin it around. Oh no, wrong lines. I am streaming, I guess, on all platforms that I can. I have a Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, on Twitter with Periscope, I guess it's called. The only thing new I did today is just to add how's it called, subscriber notification. I've never added that before. I don't because I don't care about too much about subscribers. I mean, if I add it, it's because I care, but not enough to have it since 2 years ago, since I created this account. Woo, spinning around. So again, using the nose bridge as reference. This one looks quite parallel anyway. ...101 frames. It looks good until we reach obviously the end where the race starts to spin. So I need to finish that part, the whole 120 frames, to maintain that persistence of vision. So I guess the mouth closes on this frame. Not completely, it seems. But at least the main teeth, the front teeth. My profession is not animation. I am a software engineer by profession. I work with code. But I have always been interested into animation and 3D and graphics. I've never taken any like professional training regarding 3D software. I don't know what will be of my life if I have gone to the college to study that here, at least here in Costa Rica. I think there are not many jobs here related to 3D and motion graphics. I know if you go to other country you can work on that, but I think when you work for a company, huge company, you become part of a bigger pipeline. So you're not part of the creative process, if that's, I mean, you take creative decisions, but there is always a team. I mean, it's not bad, but what about your ideas? What about your dreams, the things you want to do? Probably you will be doing the same as I'm doing right now, making this outside of work hours. But since this is your job, you probably want to kill yourself because you are making your work for fun, or you know what I mean. I mean, I do code for fun, but not the same things I do on my day job. And there is a huge difference between the things that you do on your everyday job and the things you do for fun that are related to your area of study, practice. By the way, if you didn't notice, there is no ray here, so when this ray reaches here, I will make it disappear. So okay. More skull. It's funny because at the beginning I was making this like if it was a race, like adding few details and just not that detail. I mean few elements, not being as careful as I am right now with this skull. Probably because I like this skull more. And probably because I'm not adding any shadows. I want to add that thing later. I like to draw. This is not a thing that I do quite often. Sometimes I have like days that I do a lot, and I mean days that I do a lot in months. I have a few sketches of things I want to do on 3D. In 3D. But drawing is, I think it's easy for me, but since it's not a thing I do quite often, I could probably have a great quality on drawing if that was my main business. Like if drawing was my job, I would be like a lot better, like reaching realism, I think. I have or I like to draw from real things. I can create from imagination like this, but it's not one of my particular approaches regarding drawing. This call is, I think it's pure imagination, but I have a few ideas on how everything is placed, but I don't know everything, so it's just like a vague notion of what a skull is. I also like to there is many people when they start to draw that they are like very very careful when they draw the lines, and they try to make just a single line, and I don't know if that's the right approach if you are starting drawing, and I don't think it's even a good approach if you are into many years drawing, to just like try to approximate what you think that line is with a bunch of small lines. So the eye and the brain will feel the rest. I mean, there is a lot of small lines here, but if you go, if you take a step back, you can see that it gives the illusion of a full line. So and then they decide to erase, which is okay. Of course, you can erase, and that leaves like horrible mark on paper, or you break the paper. So small soft lines, it's okay when you start. And this is not even like a correct skull. I know that as I am going further, the eye sockets are not exactly round, but it doesn't matter. The expression, I think that's more fun. And there's another thing. I think I've already mentioned this previously. Well, animation is not my thing, but and also, well, animation in 2D. I mean, like I'm doing right now. Well, it's not also in 3D my stuff too, but I try. This week I started with grease pencil just to test the tool. I know there are better ways to approach to the animation, like setting up the main keyframes, but I'm just rolling with frame by frame animation just to see what happens. And so far I am I will say quite surprised about the general result, because I think I said yesterday this is like a psychological experiment, because at some point I started with something like really simple, and then I said, oh, this looks like this, so I'm gonna try to move the animation into that direction. And I mean, it was sphere, it looks like a globe, then the globe like an old-timey globe, and then it looks like hair, maybe it's a person, that's a color, the color is a box. Well, the floor became mountains, the mountains became a book, the book became cubes, the color became this huge box, The cubes went inside. They became doors. And the doors look like a skull, and it's just what you see. So that's interesting. Well, also I know that teeth doesn't look like that. You know, you have fangs and molars and all that thing. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to achieve realism. If I wanted realism, I will use references. Okay, just checking something. So yeah, these lines. Well, I guess I saw skull because I actually like skulls. There's another thing I like, and that's crowns. I have there are a few works that I've made that have like huge ornaments on their head, crowns, or and skulls too. And I think one of the latest ones that's on my YouTube channel. It's a mix between a skull and a huge crown. And well, I think I can show that. I think. Let me check my YouTube channel. It's a short video, 1 minute video. So, well, the thing is, I'm fascinated about these crowns and let me check these here, And here's the video, and I need to add the source because I don't have the so inefficient. Oh yeah, this works, I guess. Okay, transition. Okay, this is from my I need to activate the desktop audio, I think, because there's some audio. So yeah, I like this head gear. This is a 3D sculpture, of course, made on Oculus Media, and that is a VR program, so you can sculpt there. And the whole environment is also created on 3D in Medium, and yeah, but the reason I'm sharing the video is just because I wanted to point that I like headgears, weird headgears, just like this. And this is called the subject is it's blind, and he has this weird headgear, and this was created well, the final animation was also created on Blender, and I guess that explains why I saw a skull when on the transition of the doors, because I like that a lot. I like that visual. The crowns, I like that. It's an interesting symbol of power. Something that you put yourself, you put on your head to make you look godlike. And I also like the reference to art from the Renaissance, the halo thing, because the halo in Renaissance art, it transformed to something like today is like a ring or something like it's horizontal on top of your head, but it was not something like that. If you look at the old Renaissance pictures, paintings, it's light coming out of the back of the head to show sanctity or illumination. Well, mostly from saints, and of course Jesus Christ, Mary, and some divine representations of God, in which he is human, of course. And sometimes they place, for example, Jesus aligned with the sun, because I think the sun is an old representation of an old god. Like and probably because of the change of station or season change. The sun is very important. So there are paintings where his head is aligned with the sun in the background, or light comes out of his head. Very mystical. So then, from that point, you had like crowns of gold, like leaves that come out behind his head. But I think they're just trying to copy that old art without exactly understanding what it means. And then I think, for example, here here's a very Catholic place. So the religious images have this sort of crowns that look like this God rays coming from Jesus' head, and Mary has halo, and a halo with small stars, and all this old symbolism of divinity and purity, and that thing. Mary with the moon and the blue dress, and the blue is a color related to royalty, and the blue it was in the past, I think in the middle, and in the Renaissance it was a very difficult color to obtain. It only comes from two places at a time. At that time, it was from a rock and from a plant, and the rock was mostly used for oil painting. So you have to break it down and mix it with oils, and that's how you get your blue paint. And since blue is difficult color to obtain, also gold too, then that's the color used on the expensive or important things. So Mary, you painted in blue in old paintings, and also use gold leaf on medieval books. Gold leaf too. Red, I think I heard before that it's the most common color, I guess, in the universe, because iron is present everywhere, and iron oxidizes red, and you can get it everywhere. But blue, it's a very difficult color to obtain. There is not a lot of, I think, except from that plant. I've never seen a plant that is exactly blue, because it's not a color that living things want to replicate, or can, or are able to replicate. I think hummingbirds, they don't have blue. They use iridescence on their feathers, and they refract light from the sun, so you can only see those blue colors from hummingbird when it's under sunlight, on overcast day or a very blue day, you can't see those beautiful colors. And yeah, all that from God rays coming from the head. So this God rays that became a halo. I guess the halo, it's more from a circular sun behind the head of the subject. It's a concept. I mean, if you try to replicate a concept without knowing what it is or what it represents, you separate the concept from the elements. So it's not a sun behind your head. It's a luminous circle, and that's what you end up with a luminous circle that represents divinity, or gold leaves that represent those rays. And that's weird. It's weird, but it's interesting. The other color that is quite difficult to obtain is was in ancient times, the purple. That's why Romans like that color for their Caesars, their kings or emperors. So it's quite associated with them. The soldiers use red. I don't know if because it was a common color. I don't know if it was easy to obtain at the time. Probably cheap or flashy. Red is always an interesting color to use. So yeah, well, that creature from the video, I find well, I've seen other creatures made from other people when you remove the eyes, and that's also an H.R. Giger reference, because when you remove the eyes, you don't know what that being is thinking, and those are words from H.R. Giger himself. But for me, removing the eyes just exemplifies that creature or being has other type of vision, probably powers that are beyond your common senses. So that's why I like blind beings, but it's not something like you can exploit on every sculpture or every drawing you're making. Sometimes it just comes organically. I should make one sculpting stream someday. Well, I used to do that a lot. I just stopped. It's something fun. It's fun, but you lose track of time. I know I already have 1 hour here. and I usually end for the hour, but I think more than drawing, I'm enjoying talking about about art stuff. Well, one of the other things I like, well, regarding elements on the head, crowns, and this stuff. That's why I also like the certain elements from the ancient Romans, the Roman culture. It's visually quite interesting, and the soldiers with their helmets with feathers or panache or whatever you call it. It's a very interesting visual, and they use capes, and they always make themselves look quite godlike too, and sometimes very terrifying depending on the type of panache. Some are like a mohawk. Some others are 90 degrees placed, so they look like a peacock. And some of them have masks, and the Praetorians purple, so it's a darker color, and they are elite, or supposedly elite warriors. It's they look very intimidating. And they have like this fame, or I don't know how to call it, but, or this idea that they always look clean. That's also quite interesting. I mean, you're thinking of the type of warrior, you imagine them like, or even modern warriors. You imagine them like in camouflage, or trying to hide. And I would say that they don't. They go very flashy. They use flags, their panache, small swords of the size of an arm. So very visual. They want to be seen, or they used to, because they don't exist anymore. But yeah. So yeah, I like the crowns. I've made other type of crowns in the past. I also have I did for a competition a Mary, not exactly a Mother Mary, but she has her blue veil and a crown made of light. So I always try to keep that visual. And I've seen recently many people using that same kind of ornament. 106. I should end here. Yeah, it needs more, of course. It looks more like an alien skull at the end. But this needs shadows. The teeth proper alignment at the end. Mouse. And make like a very faint lines. I guess because I don't want to draw that much. I guess I'll do one more just to finish with this. For today, I will continue tomorrow at the same time, just 1 hour. That's what I'm trying to draw, just to not get myself burned. What I want to finish is this last line here at the bottom, just for it to, like, the last line before it disappears. But it's just that, and I'll leave. I guess I will watch a movie after this or something. I don't know. You know, the quarantine. The lovely quarantine. Gotta drink water to have my bottle here and here, but I noticed that the longer you stay here, the less you drink water, which is ridiculous. I mean, just by streaming, you could dehydrate yourself. I've had a couple of stories of people doing the streams that get crazy and then they collapse or something. You don't want to do that. Oh, well, there is one thing I want to try. But not here on this stream. It's a stream, but it's just... I don't know if I should. Anyway. Whoa. Very weird line. So yeah, 170 frames, and I'm gonna end here. So again, that single person that is watching me on Twitch, thank you very much. Alrighty, so just 13 frames to go, and a lot of shading. I like this. It could be a single GIF. Anyway, gonna end up here. So again, oh, and the outro the outro scene, this also has one of my sculptures with a skull with a crown. I think someone called the coronavirus because of evident resemblance with a crown and corona, which is means crown. So yeah. So okay, I'm gonna end stream here. Thank you for watching.